Hi guys, it's Isa. A few days ago, Brandon Sanderson unveiled what this first book on his big news was about, and I'm here to tell you all you need to know about the secret project book 1. So a little bit of a recap. A few days ago, Brandon Sanderson created this massive announcement sharing that he has written 5 new novels last year. Out of those 5, 4 are going into a sale, but this sale will only run through Kickstarter. Everyone went crazy, and actually this project is now #1 project in Kickstarter ever. It has, as of now, gathered more than $22 million. Bear in mind that he was expecting to reach 1 million in 30 days and he made that in like 35 minutes. So
It's been crazy.
we didn't really know what those 4 books were about. We only had the book covers, which were also kind of like a draft. The thing is that Brandon said that he was going to be unveiling every week a little bit. So throughout the whole match, we will get a little bit of context as well as the story of each of those books. So if you want to go blind and buy them without really knowing anything, it's fine. But if you want to buy and invest your money in something, wanting to know a little bit what it is that you're investing, then you have also this opportunity. He has already released information about Secret Project Book 1, and first the name. It's called Tress in the Emerald Sea, which matches perfectly with the book covers. So I think that we will need to have a deeper look of all of the different book covers because definitely there's a lot in there. This is set in the Cosmere, so he said that 3 out of the 4 books that are in this Kickstarter are going to be within the Cosmere, and this is one of those 3, so we will just have another 2 within the Cosmere going. This book will have 5 parts, and he has already unveiled the first one, which consists in 5 chapters. It's supposed to be a story about pirates, about love, and about dangerous spores and magic. The story is told by Hoid. Yay! Which makes this story a little bit as a fairy tale. The sense to it is very whimsical. This story, however, it's real, meaning it's not a story that Hoid has invented himself, but rather a recollection of events that actually happened, meaning Tress is real within the Cosmere, and also it seems that Hoid will play a role within the story a little bit later on, not just the narrator, so hopefully we will get a little bit more of context of him. It seems that the story will stop to have as much of this a fairy tale whimsical vibe, and it will turn into more of an epic fantasy story as the story advances. It's the first book that he wrote during the pandemic, and this was the gift for his wife, and it has a lot of inspiration with the Princess Bride, it seems. In terms of magic system, there are 2 things that he has shared. First, he wanted to have a book that worked a little bit more with the ethers, as it seems this is gonna get a more important role later on in the Cosmere. And second, he also wanted to keep working on his process of fluidization, which means that granular elements such as sand can behave as liquid at times. So he's kind of imagining people sailing throughout powder or sand if the air crosses. And I think that's why we will have a lot of pirates in this story. And then into the story, if you want to read the chapters by yourself, I will link them down below. This is just a summary, but we will be following our girl Tress. She is kind of like a normal, very pragmatical girl that lives in this island rock by an emerald sea, that it's not wet, and dangerous spores that fall from the sky, and if they contact with any liquid such as anything that can emanate from your body, it might kill you. So this place isn't really kind of like a very good place to live. However, she likes it fine. She has a thing of collecting cups, mainly because she can share it and show it to the son of the Duke, and they together create stories about these cups and where these cups are coming from.
They both are clearly very much in love.
But one day the Duke decides that it's time his son Charlie gets married to, a princess, and so they get sailed and they go away from this island, and they are supposed to be going into the different kind of kingdoms, islands that are in this world. Tress, it's like,
Oh, Right, I would prefer if you wouldn't go.
And Charlie just says like,
Don't worry, because I'm not gonna marry any one of them, and I will send you a token, a cup from every kind of kingdom that I go if I success in not getting a betrothal.
and so she starts receiving this cup. So her expectations and her hopes are high, but one day she just receives the last cup. Then everyone gets noticed that the noble family is coming back because the Duke's son is already betrothed. And when she goes to kind of like see what's all the fuss about, she discovers that it's not Charlie, the one that is back, and the Duke says that yes, Charlie is now being captive by this sorcerer, and now the heir is his nephew, and his nephew has already this bride. So Tress is like,
Oh, what the hell?
and so she is now kind of in this path to go and save Charlie from the sorcerer. As you can see, it's way more romantic than what we are used to in a Sanderson novel, as well as the tone. It almost seems kind of like a young adult story, but it was so fun. I really enjoyed the reading. I would recommend you to read it as well, and I extracted some lines that really got me cracking. I hope this makes sense out of context, but it was giving me a little bit of Terry Pratchett vibes, kind of hard. For the first one, the narrator says, where was her sense of adventure, her journeying for new lands, her wanderlust? Well, this isn't a part of the story where you ask questions, so kindly keep them inside. And I was like,
LOL.
I mean, yes, I loved it. And then Charlie is passing as kind of like the gardener of the Duke's family because he doesn't really want Tress to know that he is the Duke's son, although she already knows it. So he is kind of like, yes, I'm the gardener. And the narrator says, there had been a tree on the property once, but it has done the sensible thing and died a few years back, which again, it's so funny. And the last one, which really, it was like the best for me. It's a scene when he is describing this nephew of the Duke because he is kind of like big, like very manly, and he says he had a jaw so straight it made other men question if they were.
Which again, like Brandon, you were really having fun.
And I really think that we will be having fun as well. So really hyped for it, really psyched. Let me know down below what are your thoughts about it, if you are as psyched as I am, and let's see each other for new videos soon. Bye!